fact that they don't understand the curses. That's why what we believe is we understand the reason why the judgment happened to us is because of punishment. We broke the law, we broke the statutes of that was given down to Moses from the Most High to give to the children of Israel that we should follow. We didn't follow. So right now we're going through a chastening period. Just like you have a kid, if you go back to your place right now and your kid has painted the wall, scribbled markers all over, it's going to be a time of punishment for the kid. That's going to include some lashings, That's going to include a certain time frame in which they're going to have to get their mind right before you can allow them to get the benefits that you are able to give them as a father.
Hey, if I just add what the brother said, man, like what the brother said to the spirit, like we went off, what you see now is us coming back into the fold, coming back to the laws, man, coming back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Like the brother said, they say we radicals. We are radicals, man.
Yeah, we are.
And radical go back to the Latin word radix, which means root, which means origin, man.
Right.
We're going back to the root. We're going back to the origin, man.
Yeah.
Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man.
Yeah.
So we are radical, man.
Yeah, we are. Like the brother said, radical goes back to the word to a root. When you look up the word radical in its etymology, it'll tell you a root. We're going back to our roots. That's all we're doing, So yeah, go ahead and give me, like you were saying.
So we have to come back under the law.
We got to go back to our roots. In fact, go ahead and give me.
Everybody says the law done away with.
The law's not done away with. That's just why we're in the
Not for us.
Not yet. The laws are important for us, for our blessing. Hold Deuteronomy 28 and give me the first verse. And just go ahead and bring this out.
This is Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 16. Thus said the Most High, stand ye in the ways, and seek, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk therein.
Yeah, so we're required to go into the old paths. Because the way that things are here in America is completely contrary to what was given to us as a heritage. So we have to seek the old paths. Because that's the righteous way that was set up by, the Heavenly Father, man,
So it's not done away with.
Yes, go ahead and give me that. So this is why the law is important, because the law, us keeping the law is tied to not only our curse by not keeping the law, but also our blessing in the kingdom. So give me Deuteronomy 28:1. Now this is right here. Oh, go ahead and start up at the top.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and do all of his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So no, we can stop right there. So part of what we're supposed to do, if we kept those statutes and commandments, we were never going to be at the bottom. That's what's written. The whole point of us having these laws was our blessing and our curse was going to come from us keeping the laws, but we obviously couldn't keep it because of course you see the state of our people, and we went off. Go ahead and go down to 15. So what was the punishment? There was punishments that was set forth for us breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, worshiping other gods. All the things that you read about, that you heard about, and you've heard about in the Bible about the children of Israel worshiping all these different gods, and then what would happen? The Most High would jack them up every time. Then that's what happened to us. Go ahead and read that verse. Huh?
It's Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And there's a list of curses going from Deuteronomy 28:16 all the way down to 68. A whole list of curses, which the people on that side, they fit all the curses. All the curses, not those people in our land claiming to be us. They don't fit not one curse that is laid out in the scriptures. That's how we know that we're the children of Israel. Give me Romans 8:16. That's why we identify, because we know that these curses. Go ahead and give me one of the curses. Go down to 60. He's going to lay down a couple of the curses that was going to come upon us.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Yeah, so part of the curses that he was going to do, he's going to scatter us amongst all people upon the face of the earth. Can you answer, what was the way that we were scattered to different people? Through what? Through what? Right there. That didn't happen with these other nations. None of these other nations that happened. It only happened to us. Keep going down, huh?
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Yeah, and there we should serve other gods. What's one of the gods that we serve over here that we were brought here to serve? This guy right here. And then we had our people that were traded over to Arab land. You heard about the Arab slave trade? You got our people worshiping the rock in Mecca. You know, we make a pilgrimage every year.
So the name of the person you talking about?
Huh?
The name of the person.
This guy's an actual man. His name is
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying the name, Jesus.
Yeah, that's another God. Because his name was not that. Even the word Jesus wasn't even a pronunciation up until probably like the 17th century. That's when it came around. Because the word Jesus is really Jesus, which is a translation of an older Greek term which means Savior. But that's not his name. His real name is Yahweh Shai. That's his real name in the Hebrew, and that's why you're not going to hear that name. You're not going to hear that name in any of these harlot houses, any of these churches. You're not going to hear that name. You're going to hear every other name. You're not going to hear the real name. You're not going to see it on the news. You're not going to see no Creflo Dollar, no TD Fakes, right? No Juanita Bynum, no none of them. No Eddie Longstroke.
So do you think they know the truth? That's the thing. That's what I'm going to go with. Do you think in those mega? Do you think they know the truth?
They don't. If they knew the truth, they wouldn't be in there. Because if you know the truth, your spirit will never allow you to sit in there to listen to lies. You want to hear truth. You don't want to hear lies. So anybody that's in there, they bugged up. They out of their mind.
No, I'm talking about the pastor.
The pastor,
you think they know the truth?
Some of them know. Some of them know. Some of those pastors know that what we're teaching is true. They're just doing it for money.
They're just deliberately deceiving.
Yeah, they're just deliberately deceiving, like Farrakhan. Farrakhan knows this is the truth. He knows that, but he's been paid off.
And so he sold the Nation of Islam for $5,000.
Yeah, that's why he did that. Yeah, that was the whole point, because the whole point of the Nation of Islam was created by the so-called white man.
But that's us too.
A so-called white man created the Nation of Islam.
From us during the civil rights movement, but before the civil rights movement, it wasn't no Nation of Islam. They're the same people as us. They ain't come from nowhere else.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, the so-called white man created it. What's that leader? What's the leader? The original guy? Elijah Muhammad.
No, Farad Muhammad.
Farad Muhammad. No, but the guy that taught him.
Wallace Farad.
Yeah, Wallace Farad Muhammad was a white man, an Edomite, according to the Bible, that taught Elijah Muhammad Nation of Islam. He set him up, gave him the whole doctrine that he was going to use, and then he came to our people with it. And that's how Nation of Islam created. And that's the origin of all these things that our people follow. It all came from the so-called white man, in some way or another.
So back to what I'm saying about the curse.
Yeah.
And Elijah Muhammad was a Mason. Yeah. And Sweet Louis, Calypso Louis Farrakhan is a goddamn Mason, man.
Yeah.
And another thing you mentioned earlier about the churches, man, all the churches under 501c3 charter, man.
That's right.
So they can't bring out the truth, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna cut, they tax exempt, man. That's gonna cut out their money, man.
Yeah.
You know how much money these motherfuckers making, man?
Yeah.
You know how much money a $3-4 bill got, man?
Yeah. Even the church without walls in Houston, that's not even a major church. That guy was
Right, that's right.
So all that fall under the curses. My question is do they still have, are they still saved at the end? Or no, because they just deceived?
No. Meaning, what's going to happen to the people that don't?
No, us at the end, like, all right, so the way I'm understanding it is, the Most High shut out some people's eyes and just not going to open. And they're going to be deceived to be a part of the curses. Or is that, because we have to serve these curses because of what we did.
Yeah.
My thing is, do even the ones who eyes don't get open, all of Israel saves at the end.
Yeah, eventually, because the ones that don't make it, they're going to come back in the kingdom as children. But that's something that we'll go into another time. I'm going to just answer your question about what's kind of going on. Go and give me 2 Maccabees 6 and 12, and you hold me that Romans 11:7. All right. So this is, see, we have to understand, because we have the understanding of this. We understand the reason why our people is getting jacked up, because once we came to the knowledge, it became something that, in fact, I see that. Go ahead and give me that 2 Maccabees 6:12.
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 12. Now I beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastising of our nation.
Yeah, so that was a chastisement. It wasn't meant for us to be completely destroyed as a people, but it was meant as punishment of our nation for a period of time. But the time is almost up. America's about to be destroyed. You got war ramping up in the Middle East that was already prophesied in the scriptures. The brother already went over into it in Joel the 3rd chapter. So we're at the end of our punishment. We've already done served our captivity under this devil for hundreds of years. His time is up, and he knows it, and they know it. Their elites, they all know it. That's the reason why they're setting up all this stuff right now. That's the reason why they've been doing different military training on setting up FEMA camps all over the nation, because they plan on putting people in FEMA camps and killing a lot of people and giving people the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. Because that money that these people are using is going to be gone. So there's still a little bit of left of the chastisement that's still going to occur with 2/3 of our people. There's only going to be a certain amount of people, 1/3 of our nation, that's prophesied to be delivered, all right, out of this madness. But it's not meant for everybody to get it. Go ahead and give me that Romans 11:7.
This is Romans chapter 11 and verse 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Yeah, so it was set up that only a certain amount of our people was going to obtain the understanding, but the rest of our people were going to be blinded. There's nothing we can do about it. That's how our power set it up. If that's how he likes it, we like it that way too. You know, we happy that he set it up that way. We better be happy we set it that way, because if we're not, then we're not men of the Lord. We roll with his program. We come out this Bible. We don't come with our own mind and our own thinking. Yeah, Ezekiel 37. Yeah. So Ezekiel 37. So this right here is what you was talking about with Ezekiel and the dry bones. It's basically really just talking about the Israelites that were going to wake up. Not all Israel.
This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Most High was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Most High, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley.
Yeah, so this right here, this place of America is likened unto a valley. This is the Most High showing Ezekiel a vision of basically an example of what was going to happen to our nation. Because when we came here, we completely were stripped of our nationality, any knowledge, the name of our power, all that. And that's why we was given all this stuff, you know, being called African American, being called black, being called Negro. That was also prophesied in the curses that we would be called by a name other than our own. It says in the curses in Deuteronomy 28 that we will be known as a byword, meaning that you will be called out of your name. You won't be called an Israelite. You'll be called a nigger. You'll be called a Negro. You'll be called a black, an Afro-American, an African-American. And now you got people saying that they're Moors now. They're trying to go back to that. You know? So we're calling ourselves everything else but the children of Israel, which was prophesied that was going to happen to us. In fact, go and hold Hosea chapter 1.
And that's why they call this place, the scripture refers to this place as the valley of the shadow of death, man.
Yeah.
This is it, man. It's the valley of the shadow of death, man. Our people are, literally in a grave, man.
Yeah. Don't you?